Hi, welcome to the Sartorial Geek podcast. I am Jordan of Jordandene, and I'm here with Liz Crowder.
Hello.
We are the creative team behind the Sartorial Geek. Right now, for those of you who don't know, it is a daily blog at sartorialgeek.com, but it's under Jordandene. And it is a magazine that just came out. It's a seasonal magazine that we'll talk a little bit more about. And also now it's a podcast.
Yes,
so that's very cool. So for anyone who doesn't know either of us or both of us, I'm Jordan Ellis. I run Jordandene, which is a geek chic home goods and apparel line. And then Liz is my college bestie.
Yes, I am Liz Crowder. I run nothing. I work at a federal courthouse as a librarian. So it
doesn't maybe seem like we should have made a magazine together, but we actually made like the perfect dynamic duo to put this together. Like I said, we went to college together, and then we have not worked together or done anything together professionally, so this is like a very fun way to bring the team back together.
I model for your shirts.
That's true. Liz has been on the website before
since,
a bunch of times. Back when Jordandene was handmade aprons.
Yep. I modeled a lot of aprons.
There are still photos if you want to sneak around in the home goods section. You can find those.
I looked cute back then.
But the thing that worked out great, and like why I asked you right away if you would be the editor of this project, is that I am pretty solid at like grammar.
Yeah, she is.
Technical things, and I am pretty garbage at all other creative writing projects.
Not garbage.
But it works out great because when we have ideas come through, I can say like all the spelling is right, but you are very good at saying this is interesting or not.
This is trash, or this is gonna work.
Yeah.
This is really gonna be something.
Yeah, which is awesome. And it's been really cool because everyone that we've been able to curate the kinds of stories that come through, which is it's been really special.
Yeah.
It's
been really special.
It's cool though. So I think our the official branding of the Sartorial Geek is that it's a geeky lifestyle magazine / community with like a sort of feminist underdog pro stories that may not be told.
Right.
And it's cool to be able to do a project that like means a lot to both of us.
Yeah. We're having a good time so far. We're only one issue in.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
But yeah, we were just talking about how like I don't know how many people know this about me. I grew up as a super big nerd.
Yeah. I was gonna say you're real cute growing up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A real cute kid.
I was homeschooled.
Super popular. At school.
Yeah.
At your homeschool.
Oh yeah. I think the first thing I really got into was the Pokemon trading cards, which I'm sure surprises you zero.
Nope, not at all.
So totally. I was like the kid that had all the Star Wars action figures and like read the Star Wars books that I don't think lots of people even know
are a thing.
Yeah,
that
existed.
In the world. Nope.
But we were like different kinds of nerds because you were.
I was a book nerd.
Yeah.
I read all the time, forever. I still do. I'm a librarian, so books are my trade. But I read.
You did I did the.
I was homeschooled too, so we were both equally cool in that regard.
That's true.
I was pretty homeschooled.
It's cool though so I did a lot of the more like pop culture-y, like playing games and watching movies, and you did like the deep dive.
A lot of fantasy novels.
Yeah, that's awesome though because
a lot of fantasy novels. That's my favorite kind of book to read.
Yeah, I think
as an adult.
The way to describe the types of like fandom that we're into is that I will watch every episode of Game of Thrones 10 times and you will
read every Game of Thrones book and then watch the show as well after, but like to compare and take notes.
Yeah,
which thing was better.
Have not read them.
They're long. They're like 1,000 pages. Over 1,000 pages.
I have not read any of the long stories.
I don't read good.
Yeah, I think Harry Potter is like the longest. I mean,
those are pretty long.
Yeah, but they are for children, so it's a quick read. I will take no credit.
Yeah, they're like kind of for children. Yeah, that's a pretty solid.
No, I get no credit for that.
Okay. Speaking of Harry Potter, Jordan is actually dressed up for this podcast. She is wearing a Harry Potter onesie.
I forgot, and no one can see.
She looks real good.
Liz talks about it. Yeah, I'm in a full Gryffindor onesie right now.
Yes,
I am a Hufflepuff, but I am way into this onesie.
Yes.
Which actually, we can talk about this. This is a bridesmaid's gift for being in Liz's wedding, and then another cool thing that is a tie-in. As a little behind the scenes of the magazine, you wrote a book review about Jane Eyre.
Yes.
And the bridesmaid's gift, the like, will you be my bridesmaid? You wrote a cute note in the beginning of books. And so she sent me Jane Eyre, which is actually the book that we took a photo of in the magazine.
For the actual magazine. Yep.
But that's a really good way to tie in like the premise of the first magazine. So issue 1 came out during Women's History Month, which was not super planned, but worked out really, really well.
We made it super intentional. After we realized it.
We have gotten so lucky that things have the stars have aligned so hard with this project, which is really cool. But Jane Eyre, that book review is like a really good kind of summary of like the things that we care about.
That's true.
I'll let you take the lead on this because I'm gonna say I watched half of a movie about Jane Eyre.
Did you not read it? Did you read my book review?
I read your book review. That's all I know about this story right now.
Strong female characters. She's a very strong female character, and that we support strong female characters. We are strong female characters, and we're gonna highlight strong female characters in the magazine. And
yeah, I think that's perfect. That's like all the issues all the articles in issue 1 have been like, in case you were confused about what we're doing here, it's stories that may not have been, like, there may not be a platform to tell them.
Right.
And a lot of focus on women.
Yes, absolutely.
And a lot of focus on having like a diverse group of voices and women. Which is also cool because then we've gotten to work with a lot of people that like we may not have been able to work with otherwise, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. The magazine looks awesome. You guys should check it out. Yeah,
everyone should get a digital copy for free if you go to sartorialgeek.com. You can also buy a physical version of the magazine for $5.
Really
or you can
cheap.
get a subscription.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think, so it's very, very new. So we haven't gotten a lot of feedback on it yet, but one of the coolest things that people have said to me so far is either women who are older than me who have said, like, I wish this was around when I was a kid, or women who are my age or older who have said, I'm buying this for my daughter or my niece. It's really cool. Like, I don't think either of us expected 6 months ago that we would be doing this kind of thing right now.
No, because the idea appeared and then we ran with it, and then like 2 weeks later we had a magazine.
Yeah.
So we were not thinking about this 6 months ago.
No, and like you have an important job, but your job is in the library, so you don't have a lot of like creative
outlets. I don't get to write for fun as much as, that's what I went to school for, creative writing, so that's like my bag.
Yeah.
And I don't get to do it a lot in a law library.
And
it's a bit more sterile of an environment. I don't get to like write fantasy or read fantasy that often.
Yeah. And I sell geeky clothing, so I get to like interact in the community that is the same community as this magazine, but I don't get to talk about that many things. Like I am just doing like clothing production, so there isn't as much actual conversations and being able to say things that are important to me.
And or editing sentences and commas.
Yeah. So that has been like a really cool thing that we're really excited about being able to tell our own stories and stories that we think are really important, that we want a lot of other people to know about.
Absolutely. Should we talk about what we're kind of thinking of for the second issue?
Yeah, let's do it. So this issue came out March, which is lining up perfectly with Women's History Month. And then if the stars align, the next issue will be June.
I feel like they will, yeah.
So it should be the months that the seasons change. So do you wanna say our idea for June?
So I think what we decided was the overarching theme is going to be love is love.
Yeah.
Do you want to expand on
that? So it is also lining up perfectly with Pride Month, which is really cool. So we want to be able to talk about like love in all of its versions, whether that is platonic,
sisterly, romantic,
in whatever that looks like to whoever. And I think that's going to be a really cool way to get like different stories. And I think it'll be really cool to have them all together.
I agree.
Like, it'll be a really nice collection.
Yeah, and we already have a lot of really cool content lined up.
Yeah.
So it's shaping up to be a really good issue.
Yeah. So we gave a little taste of what is in the first issue, but to give you a little more of a rundown of exactly what's in issue 1, we have an interview with an author who wrote a book all about really cool women throughout history. We have an interview with a Top Chef contestant who actually had a cancer scare in the middle of her season, which is terrifying, and she has a lot of like really good and like heartbreaking but a really cool story about how she processed that as like a young woman starting her at the beginning of her like budding professional career. We have Liz's book review.
Yes, it's very good. Everyone should read it.
We have some articles about like geeky fashion and geeky lifestyle and self-care. And then we close with a crossword puzzle and a Cosmo style quiz.
Because of course we do.
Yes. All the things we love in one magazine. So you should get the first issue for free at sartorialgeek.com, or you should get a physical copy so you can actually fill out the crossword puzzle. That's like the biggest reason to get it.
Or you could like get the digital copy and then print out the one page that is the crossword puzzle and then just do it on some printer paper.
That's very smart of you.
But it's more fun to do it in the physical magazine.
I truly did not think about that being an option until you just said it, which is why I do your tech stuff.
I do your tech stuff.
Which is why I have a team and it's not just me. And so you should check out issue 1 and then come back for issue 2. So this is the first episode of this podcast. We're going to do some episodes will be Liz and I talking about what's going on at the Sartorial Geek behind the scenes and what's coming out. And then in between, we'll do different conversations and interviews with the kind of people that we highlight on the blog and in the magazine, just in an audio version. So we'll be talking to like other women who have cool women and probably not just women, who have cool stories to tell that we think you all will love.
Humans.
Yeah. Cool humans with cool stories is...
That's our new tagline.
No, it's not.
Cool humans with cool stories.
So, we'll see you next week. Yeah.
Yep. Should we say it together?
Yeah.
Okay. Until then.
Stay nerdy. Bye.